Hey guys, we are going to be taking a look at one of my favorite subjects, which is Spanish improvisation today. And I'm just going to show you a few tricks that should be pretty simple. There's a few complicated things in here, but a lot of it you should be able to get. And also, if you have any questions, of course, you can ask me about it during your normal lesson time. Let's go through these essential chords. First, we have our basic E chord. To play Spanish F, which is a chord that I made up the name for, but we do use this kind of F chord in Spanish music a lot, you just scoot over one fret, a half step. And then if you want to go to Spanish G, you go over 2 frets. So now these 2 fingers are in fret 5 and this one's in 4. Next we have A minor, which is like E but just down a string. And then the most difficult chord, D minor, which is where you take these 3 fingers down a string and you extend your 3rd finger out to the 3rd fret. Now, if this is too difficult for you right now, or it feels uncomfortable, you can just leave the 3rd finger off completely and you get a D minor 6 with just 2 fingers. And it's a really pretty sounding chord. You can see I'm just pressing down on the 3rd string and the 1st string. Great. Alright, so the first one is what I call a Spanish introduction, and that would just be playing E, Spanish F, Spanish G, F, E, like this. We've all heard that before. Okay, now the next one is like a flamenco style, where I'm going to use those same chords and I'm going to add an A minor too, but I'm going to do a strum pattern with a down, down, up on each chord. E, F, G, F, E, A minor. And then you can repeat that. You can mix up the order of the chords, but that's just one that I like. Next we have the Spanish waltz. This is where you start with either the D minor or the D minor 6 without the 3rd finger. And you pluck the 4th string, and then you strum the strings beneath it twice. So that was bass, down, down. Then you go to A minor, we're going to pluck the 5th string now. Then we go to E with a 6th string root. Back to A minor with a 5th. There's a typo on the paper that I attached. I called the last chord D minor, but the actual order is D minor, A minor, E, A minor. So all that together sounds like this. Okay, now the next one is a very famous Spanish melody called Malagueña. You'll probably recognize it. And you can play this a lot of different ways, but I'm going to show you a way to do it on 1 string. And that's whenever you play on the 6th string, 0, 4, 7, 0, 4, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5, 3, 2. I'm sorry, 5, 3, 1. Now, if you want to get a little fancy with it, and that seems pretty simple, then you can add an open 1st string in between every single note. So you can either do that by using a pick up here and using a finger at the bottom, like that, or you can just put the pick down and just use thumb and 1st finger. So if I do that, it sounds like this. Alright, now the next one might be one of the most difficult, and this is where I'm going to show you a quick little scale. The parent scale that's on your page is starting on the 3rd string, 0, 2, 2nd string, 0, 1, 3, 1st string, 0, 1, 3. And you can basically use those notes in any order to make licks in between some of these Spanish chords. So the example I have on the page goes like this: A minor, And then the last one is what I call a pedal tone plus the Phrygian dominant scale. So that sounds like a mouthful, but really it's not too bad. So go ahead and put your first finger on 12, and I'm going to pluck it. I'm going to get a better view here. I pluck the string, I do a pull off with this finger, and then I go up with my pick. And those three notes should be perfectly even. And then I go to the next note of the scale. And that's it. The Phrygian dominant scale is one of the scales that we associate with Spanish music. Alright, and then once you get used to that motion, you can speed it up and you get some really cool sounding stuff. It's really easy to go fast with because with only 2 plucks, you're getting 3 notes. So it makes you sound like you're playing something really fast, which is cool. Alright, so now last thing I'm going to do for you in this video is I'm just going to string all these things together in a random order, and so you can see the kind of music you could play if you just memorized all of these and got comfortable switching around the order of the chords or making up your own licks. And you can go on as long as you want to, just kind of putting things in different orders, and you get some really cool sounding stuff. Alright, I hope this is helpful. Feel free to ask me about it later in your lesson, and I'll see you soon.